Hello there and welcome to Tarot by the Moon. Hello, Tash here at Tarot by the Moon. This is your starseed reading. This is your waxing moon in Sagittarius season reading. The moon has actually entered into Taurus today. You might find it feeling sociable. You might enjoy a get together with somebody, with people. There may be somebody that you need to go a bit of the extra mile with to understand why they're the way they are. Is the simplest and easiest way I can put that today for somebody as well. So welcome, hello again. Hope you enjoyed my collective tarot reading yesterday. As I say, this is a star sign reading. This is not a tarot reading as such. It's a star sign reading. I'm on my starseed reading. Oh goodness. I'm on my starseed journey myself. I've got Pleiadian origins. I've just had a call in to bring starseed information into my readings to help to integrate the information and help to integrate and assist in the process of people's journeys with that. So I use the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. It's absolutely marvellous. And once a week we go in with one of these after the collective tarot reading, which I put up yesterday. So if you haven't watched, I do recommend you go and watch. Please give me a thumbs up, please give me a like, please give me a share. It's very important that you do that. Please leave me comments. All and any of those actions helps me massively. I'd just like to call in, as I always do on the channel, highest vibration of love and radical compassion into this reading today for yourselves, for the people in your lives, for your loved ones, for your pets, for your plants, for the beautiful planet we live on, for all of the teachers and guides here in the plant and animal kingdom, and for all the interdimensional beings, star ancestors, anyone else overseeing this reading today, guides, angels and such. Nothing but the highest vibration of love and radical compassion, and so it is. So what I do, my darlings, is in 3 cards. We start with 3 cards from the Starseed Oracle. Okay, if you've been drawn to this reading, or you're drawn to starseeds, or you're interested in anything healing, starseeds, light working, any of those sorts of modalities, there'll be something in this message for you. So do stick with me. It's a little bit different. Okay, what I do is it's a simple spread that's recommended in the book, and it shows us what our expected journey is. Okay, what our soul's journey is. This is assuming we're all on a double mission as starseeds, light workers and healers. Yeah. And the 3rd card shows us how we're bridging that all together. Okay, what I do then, I clarify with a little bit of tarot, and I clarify with a Black Moon astrology card also. Okay, my loves, so it seems to be working. Let me know what you think of it, and let's see what's coming up for us this week. The waxing moon. Okay, they don't actually be read in the reverse, these ones. They're just as they are. Okay, my loves. Okay, let's see what's coming up for our beautiful people today. From the Starseed Oracle. Star bathing, we've had this one before. Now, star bathing. Yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. Look at the glorious colours in there. You just see how, just absorb that energy for a minute, my loves, and I'll read it to you. Light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. The stars are constantly showering emanations onto the crystalline grid of the earth. When things are in balance, the planet also sends information back up to the stars. Many starseeds have come to earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally, to activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten. And all of that information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you pull this card, you may be being called to begin working with the stars and the crystalline grid of the earth. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of the earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planet. You may be guided to journey to particular places on earth to unlock these cosmic codes with your presence. You may also be interested in a practice called star bathing, which you can download, star bathing meditation, at www.starseed.com. StarSeedOracle.me. This card commonly arises because you're here to connect with the crystalline grid of the earth, either in your hometown or by travelling to other places without knowing why. It can also mean that your light body, the energy body in its highest form, is being activated. If this resonates, take things slow in order to integrate this change of vibration. Very interesting, because yesterday during the collective tarot reading I was picking up a lot of off-kilter energy. And what I will say is, if that does resonate with you, that you are having some kind of an awakening or your energy body is being activated, then you will be feeling off kilter. It's a huge vibrational shift, okay? It's a whole new you. It's the old you dying away and a new you being born, to put it short version. Yeah. So you may be feeling what a lot of people call ascension symptoms and things like that. And there's a wealth of information out there that you can look at. There are just basic general symptoms, from tiredness to oversensitivity to all sorts of symptoms like this, and it's just wise to take extra care of yourself and literally slow down at those times. Stay hydrated. Sounds so simple, but it is so important to stay hydrated as well. This particular recommendation as well, that you practice starbathing meditation. Now, if you've got a pen, get a pen and write down www.starseed with a capital S, Oracle, all one word, but with a capital O. So Starseed Oracle, capital S, capital O, all one word. Okay. .me. Okay. And if you go to that, it's completely free. What you'll come to the Starseed Oracle page, and you'll think, oh, this is just trying to sell me a set of cards. If you just keep going and just click and just click and click, you'll get there. There's no obligation to buy the cards whatsoever, and there's a totally free download on there. I've done it myself. You can keep it forever as well. It's absolutely wonderful meditation, starbathing meditation, and it actually activates your light body, activates your part in the crystalline grid. And there's a wealth of things. I could do a whole show about this and a whole show about how I came to learn about light seeding and things like this, but I haven't got time here today. But it is something that I am going to have to maybe do a podcast about one day or something like that, because I found out about the crystalline grid and the seeding, crystal seeding, a good few years before I found out about star seeds, and that I started to accept that I'm starseed and things like that. So it's funny how this information comes to you. It comes to you in the amounts and in the format that you are able to digest. Okay, trust in that. It's never more than you can digest or process. The universe is taking care of you. The universe is responding to you. Okay, so we are reawakening those activation codes in humanity for wisdom, for healing, for better ways to live. Okay. It begins with ourselves, my loves, okay? This has come up in the area that's what's expected of us, okay? This is what's expected of us by our future selves. This is what's expected of us by our higher selves. This is what's expected of us by our star ancestors, in my case, my Pleiadian grandmothers, okay? And because their guidance and your own wisdom, your own higher wisdom and your own higher guidance indeed is overseeing this, there's absolutely nothing to fear. So you might start to question your sanity. You might start to question your health. You might start to question all sorts of things, and that's perfectly natural and normal and a part of it also. But be assured that you are being guided by the best possible guides to get you through this, and you will be possibly guided to visit ancient sites, possibly guided to move to a certain area, possibly guided to look at the area that you're already in a different way, or find things right under your nose that are like ancient and fascinating about that place, and the rest will come to you in good time. And I know that sounds really sort of mysterious and ambiguous, that you know, when I was younger, I always like sort of had this bee in my bonnet that one day I'm just going to meet this mysterious guru, and they're just going to sort of, you know, usher me into some sort of cult that they've been waiting for me for, because that's how I always felt, and I think a lot of starseeds have that similar sort of feeling, and it is kind of like that, but it's not that as well. It's very much not that, but it very much kind of is that, and you get it as you go along, that you get the right people, the right tools, the right books, the right information, the right other starseeds who have already been down that path that can guide you in the right direction of what you should be doing. You could be looking at crystal grids, you could have been looking at sacred sites, you could have been reading at more about the possibility of extraterrestrials. It could have been any number of those types of things, ancient civilizations, any number, combination or something that I've even left out there. It could be to do with energy healing, it could be to do with working with color therapy. Any of those types of things are all part of your ascension process, all part of your activation of your light body, of your higher self coming in and ushering you into the 5D world. It's going to be okay, my loves. It's absolutely going to be okay. There's a starseed activation with this one this week, okay? Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing it, that's absolutely fine. You can always come back and do it another time. It'll just involve me coaching you through 3 deep breaths, okay? Placing your hand on your heart, and then I'll repeat the phrase from the book, okay, my loves? And it's a starseed activation, and I do recommend you do it. So with me, just take 3 big belly breaths, and what I mean by that is to breathe in very slowly through your nose and fill your belly up to around about the count of 8, to hold it there for around about the count of 4, and then to let it back out through your mouth to around about the count of 8, okay? So 3 long deep breaths with me now, okay? Okay. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. Place your hand over your heart like this, my loves, okay? I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me, and as they do, may it heal the earth too. I'll just repeat that 2 more times. You can either whisper it along with me or you can simply listen. I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me, and as they do, may it heal the earth too. One more time. I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me, and as they do, may it heal the earth too. Because that's what we're all about, my loves. We're all about healing the earth. We're all about increasing the vibration of planet Earth for all of the life here to go forward into a new age of evolution, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a big, you feel, oh, that's overwhelming. I know a lot of you will be watching this and you'll be thinking, what, me, really? Am I really qualified? It's not about being qualified. It's not about just what you've gained in this one short lifetime. Also, it's about what you've gained throughout all of your lifetimes. It's about waking up and realising that we're all connected, that there is an actual grid that connects anything that's made of, we're all made of the same thing. We're all made of stars, we're all made of organic matter, we're all made of the basic elements, earth, air, fire and water. And that we are connected by energy through all of that. So what we heal in ourselves, we send back up to the stars, gets sent back down to us, gets increased, we're magnetic, the universe is magnetic, it's a magnetic service, and we are part of it. Okay, my loves. a lot of information to take in if you're not overly familiar with what's already going on with that. Like I say, don't overwhelm yourself with it. Just take in what's being presented to you. Even if what I'm saying today sounds like, oh, that's a lot, I can't quite take it in. Or you might feel like a particular part of what I'm saying is really, really chiming with you. I do recommend then you go off and do a little bit of research on that and see where else it leads you. But don't overstretch yourself with it. We know you're to be stressed out. We know you're to overthink it. We know you're to... Overthinking it is definitely not a part of it. Letting go of overthinking is part of activating starseed codes, if anything. Letting go of that. Trusting that the universe has your back. Trusting that your own higher self is guiding you along. And all of those kinds of things, my loves. So I hope that helps today. It's a beautiful one. And please, I highly recommend the Starseed, www.starseedoracle, all one word, capital S, capital O.me, starbathing meditation. Now, as I said yesterday in the collective tarot reading, this weekend in particular is an ideal time for healing. It's got a very therapeutic vibe to it with a Chiron. Sun trine Chiron that's been going on. Okay, so perfect time for a bit of meditation. Okay, you can make time for it before you drop off to sleep. Instead of watching half an hour of things on the TV that you're not really interested in or that's boring you, instead of scrolling endlessly on social media, just say, do you know what, I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to look at this starbathing meditation, and you'll get double the effect out of it right now with this Sun trine Chiron thing going on. You know, you'll get extra benefit from it. So it's a perfect time for star ancestors to come in and recommend us a meditation. I'll certainly be having another look at it later on, and I'm sure that I'll be glad that I did. Okay, my loves. Next one coming up is our soul mission. Okay, our double mission. Perspective. I love this one. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Exactly. We've got all this information, right? We've got all of these new codes that we're processing. We've got all of this awakening that we're doing, and ha-ha moments and all the rest of it. But at the same time, none of it matters. It's about letting go. It's about letting go of having all the answers. It's about letting go of all the overthinking. All right? This is the double mission that we're on. This is the trick. So it's like, when you first find out about all of this stuff and you first get into it, it is so easy to overthink, overstudy, go down too many rabbit holes, and just like feel like a weight, like there's a great burden involved with it. The double mission, the bit that you forget is about this whole mission is that none of it matters. None of it matters. Let go of the overthinking, let go of the trying to control every little thing, let go of trying to understand every little thing, or being an expert in every little aspect of it, or being the best, or being competitive, or knowing all the answers. Once you do that, you know more. Because it's a true saying that we have in humanity, which is the further we go, the less we know. And I feel like that's this kind of energy, perspective, okay? Again, we've had this before, and I know it's absolutely perfect for where we're at with the energy right now, after the reading we did yesterday also. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the blinkered vision of reactive frame of mind and me against them. Exactly, competition. Change your perspective, shift your point of view, and zoom out, out, out. We are but a speck of dust in this universe, yet we think everything revolves around us. We see the planet as ours to own and conquer, pillaging the land and setting ourselves up for our eventual extinction. We build fences and walls and create invisible borders. Mother Earth doesn't need us to survive, but we need her. It's time to wake up. A new perspective is urgently needed. We become so lost in our individual experience that we don't realise that most of the things that keep us awake at night are actually distractions. We're wasting our precious time and resources fighting each other when we should be coming together to heal what's been severed. This moment is a breath in the timeline of your life. This life is a fleeting moment in the tapestry of your soul's experience. Your soul's experience is a flash in the timeline of the known universe. And the known universe is a grain of sand in the unknown universe. Take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find common ground, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain a greater perspective of humanity in this fleeting moment in the timeline of your soul's existence, in the timeline of all that is, was, and ever will be. So change your perspective. How can we change our perspective? This is part of our double mission. How can we change our perspective? So easy, especially at this time of year, and like the last couple of readings have shown us, to get caught up in your own little agenda and your own little world, and not to be able to see past your own nose and what your idea of this and that should be. Step back, 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 back. We're a grain. Our lifetimes are a speck in the grand scheme of our soul. Our soul is a speck in the grand scheme of the universe, and even the universe is a grain in the grand scheme of all there is. Okay, my loves, and find the common ground in there. Find the common ground in there. The common ground in there I feel is coming through really strongly lately is that the universe always takes care of us, and it becomes more apparent when we stop overthinking it, when we stop forcing for answers and forcing to understand, be an expert or be a perfectionist about every little thing. Trust, slowing down instead of racing ahead. Like I said the other day, this season it's all about rushing about like a headless chicken. But at the end of the day, winter, if we really look at what the universe is showing us through nature on this planet, the season of winter is about slowing down, not running around. Maybe we'll get more done by changing our perspective about this time of year into actually just slowing down. Okay, slow down, do your meditation, part of your double mission this week. Okay, this is what's expected of you. This is what we don't quite get sometimes, is that none of it matters. You're fussing about this detail and you're fussing about that detail, and you're trying to get all these things right, trying to get all this stuff done in time for this, that and the other, and to please people and whatever, and none of it matters. None of it matters. So please slow down and realise what really matters is that we are activating that grid within ourselves, that we're activating the planet, and that we have, I feel like we have, and I feel like most people who are reading off this page, more and more people are sort of saying, yeah, we have, the planet has shifted, and I can feel it, and I can see it in, there's various things I could talk about where I can see there's like huge changes happened in my lifetime, and there's more to come. Of course there's more to come. It's never at a point where it's just done. Of course there's more to come always. So yeah, let's see how we're bringing it all together. Fall into my arms. That's perfect. I kind of knew it would be one of these kinds of ones. Surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. We've had this one several times now. Look at that gorgeous vision. It's like it says a cave with a lake in, with somebody having some kind of a baptism on there. That light shining down. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful imagery and environment to imagine yourself in for a minute. Let's have a little look. Fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Exactly. So rush about, get everything done, do this, do that, and then there's winter, there's nature going slow down. So let's listen to the mother. Let's listen to the mother, because mother's always right, as we say. Okay, so listen to Mother Nature in this instance, and let's see what this has got to say for us. Fall into my arms. The great mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source, but at the same time it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded, and when things are bad, then perhaps you've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. Take a big deep breath with me, my loves, if that feels comfortable for you, and we'll do another activation. I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. 3 times. I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. I'm ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I'm carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And once again, so grateful to the star ancestors for ushering us through this very sensitive, tricky, sticky time for a human being, I feel. Especially when we're trying to do things so differently and ascend, and it's that we try so hard as well as human nature, to try hard and to push to understand and to push to get things done. We've been asked to let go of that. Being asked to let go of the pushing and the pulling, and to just understand that this is what it is now, okay? This is what it is now. This is what we are. Yes, there are extremes. This is a season of extremes. Totally the season of extremes, as we've already discussed. You may be experiencing highs and lows in your life. There might be something one minute that makes you want to cry for joy, and there might be something else that you have to hide away and cry on your own because nobody knows what you're carrying. Experiencing the highs and lows. Really experience them. Let yourself be lifted by them. Let yourself be motivated by them, and then lay them on the altar and then fall back into the Mother's arms. Slow down into the winter of the season, okay, my loves? So I hope you've enjoyed that. I feel like it was gentle and beautiful and just what we needed, because yesterday's reading was a little bit of a rough ride. And that's the general energy I'm feeling amongst us here. So the next one I'm going to do is now last night I spent quite a lot of time studying these Swedish tarot cards. Now if you haven't watched already, yesterday I introduced the Swedish tarot properly into the readings as promised for winter. And they're so far out and different to my regular tarot, it was quite a challenge, which is a good thing because it stretches us and it's all new things to learn, etc, etc. And I sort of questioned, here we go, I'll be honest with you, I sort of questioned whether I should have brought them in or whether I bit off a bit more than I could chew there. They are so different from a regular tarot that I'm used to. And as these things happen and you get little signs from the universe and whatever of what you're meant to be doing, I actually went downstairs and thought, oh, that was a rough ride, I need to lie down and have a drink and everything. Had a little flick about on Netflix, and the first thing that flashed up that caught my eye was a film called Troll. I think it was called Troll on I think it was on Netflix, and I think it was called Troll. And it was actually based on Swedish, or it might not have been Swedish, it might be Norwegian actually, but still, it was actually based on Scandinavian folklore then, let's put it like that. And I thought, there's no coincidence there. And it was absolutely wonderful. It was one of those films that was like a little bit silly and whatever, you know, a little bit over the top in an Hollywood way and whatever, but also thoroughly entertaining. And I thought, well, I take it as a sign. I'll take that as an absolute sign in the universe that I do definitely need to bring the Swedish folklore in and continue to study it. So after I'd sort of had a little rest and a break from all of that later on in the evening, I actually had a really good look at them and spent some proper time with them, and discovered that I have got some information about them in my in a book here. So I'd spent quite a lot of time studying them, and I've got the book here for reference now as well. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that and just wanted to share that with you. And it's just a perfect example of how the universe shows us signs, shows us we're on the right track, and encourages us, etc. Okay, my love, so let's see what's coming up for us as Swedish Tarot to clarify this reading today. It'll be interesting now. I hope you're enjoying it. Please give me a thumbs up. That's turned over, so we'll take that one. Okay. Oh. That's way too many. No, I don't know. It's not. No, it's not. It's full. That's fine. It is what it is. We're going with it. Right. Okay. Here we are now. Okay. First one out. Page of Pentacles, Swedish Tarot. Harnessing your talents, remember to be observant. The journey has just begun. You see how different they are to a regular, right? Page of Pentacles, check him out. Alright, absolutely lovely. The imagery is so, you know what I mean, wintry, Christmassy, snowy, and all of those things. I absolutely love this imagery. It's just sort of done at that Art Nouveau. The artist is John Bauer, actually. I recommend you look it up as well. So, exactly. Harnessing your talents. Remember to be observant. The journey has just begun. Harnessing our talents. Absolutely. As starseeds, as light workers. Harnessing everything we've learned and are continuing to learn on a daily basis. And remembering that the journey has just begun. Exactly. Don't wear yourself out with it. Don't try and overextend yourself. Don't try and be the expert. We already said that. Don't try and have all the answers and all that kind of thing. Take your time with it, okay? There's plenty of time. We're right on time. The next one was an 8 of Swords. Check out this 8 of Swords. Quite different to any other 8 of Swords you've ever seen, I guarantee you. Okay. And it says, feeling safe and protected, trust your senses, security is closer than you think. And when we talk about a traditional 8 of Swords, normally it's about being trapped but not really being trapped or whatever. So that's what I mean, they've got quite a different take on them. Okay, figure lying on the ground there, quite naked, quite vulnerable, quite alone, under a starry dark sky. This, I'm not even sure, is that a moose or something? Feeling safe and protected, trust your senses, security is closer than you think. So you might think she feels quite vulnerable and unsafe lying there like that. But she is actually safe and protected. This beautiful creature must be protecting her indeed. She does seem very vulnerable, but yet she's not. She's just safe and secure and more protected than she thinks. Okay, I love that for us. Trust your senses. Trust your senses. Zoom out. Get things in perspective. Okay. Like I said, you may be having ascension symptoms, you may be experiencing awakening of your light body and things like that, and that can feel really scary, that can feel really confusing, really scary, finding out all of this information, processing all of this. It can feel, you question your sanity, as I say, and things like that. So that's really reassuring. You'll feel as vulnerable as that figure lying on the ground there, but this is really assuring, really reassuring. Trust your senses, you're safer than you think. Love it. Next one up, Three of Cups. Okay, so different to our usual Three of Cups. But look at the art, it's glorious. Feeling a part of a group, gaining traction, feeling deeply connected to what's around you. Spot on. So glad I used these today, because that's exactly what I'm getting at about gaining traction, feeling part of a group, feeling like we're on a mission, understanding that you're starseed, you're waking up to it. You start to accept that you're not the only one. There's lots of us here. Things are gaining traction. You're deeply connected to what's going on around you. The grid, the star bathing, the crystal grid, the light body of the planet, the light body of the universe, your own light body, how it's all connected. Deeply connected to what's around you. The crystalline grid, my loves, deeply connected to it. Okay, waking up to that. Do you know what I like about these cards as well? Because like a real connectedness with nature and the environment is coming through the artwork. And I think as starseeds and light workers and healers of any kind, that's something that activates us, that's something that connects us and helps us to understand the grid and all of those things as well. So I'm loving that energy for us. Another two we've been blessed with today, so let's have a look. 8 of Pentacles. Taking your craft seriously, putting in the hard work necessary to move forward and hone in your talents. You can see there somebody's working very, very hard there at crafting something very specific. Exactly, this is what we're doing moving forward. We're taking it seriously without taking it seriously, if you know what I mean as well. We're knowing when to fall into the mother's arms. Taking it seriously, where this kind of work is concerned, is knowing when to stop though. It's knowing when to surrender. It's knowing when to fall back into the mother's arms. Falling back into the mother's arms and just not overthinking and not worrying is part of the work, what we call work, if that makes sense. Okay. Love this image. This image is on the cover of the book that I've got, the Swedish Folktales collection. And this is what I mean about, look at the art. It's very reminiscent of dark crystal. It must have been inspired by this stuff. Okay, discs. Offer counsel to those who need it. Comfort, protection by loved ones. Offer counsel to those who need it. So she, obviously this beautiful little light being is sat there offering counsel, or are those guys offering her counsel? Either way, it's all good. Protection and comfort from your loved ones, protection and comfort from your star ancestors there, who might be quite different from us, as different as those guys are different from that little figure in the front. They're protecting you. As I said this at the preamble, you're being guided, you're being protected, you're being ushered along, okay? Take counsel from them. That's what this reading is about. It's about opening up a channel that I can bring through the energy of the star ancestors to guide you along on your starseed journey. That's exactly what we're doing here. So this is perfect confirmation from Spirit, this one in particular. And I love that that's the cover of the book that I've been studying as well. Offering counsel to those who need it, comfort, protection by loved ones. Okay, so support each other. That's why I always say to you guys, reach out to each other, send me comments, leave me comments. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what your insights are about this journey. Let me know how this starseed thing is panning out for you. Let's support each other. Let's grow through it. Let's learn to understand it. Let's learn that part of the work is knowing when to relax, knowing when to slow down, knowing when to fall into the mother's arms. It's part of our work. How amazing is that? That we're on an adventure, that there's nothing to fear, that we're supported on every single step of the way by the absolute best possible guides and experts on this matter, that we've nothing but light and love and joy to spread to others and have radiated back to us. Okay, my loves, look at that, it's so magical. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Now, just to round off, Black Moon Astrology, pretty much a brand new set. I bought it just before Samhain. I've only used it a couple of times. I've done one full reading for myself out of it, and the rest is just literally what you've seen me do on you. This is still a very new oracle for me. It's excellent though. I had a good look through it when I got it, and it's different to any other card sets that I've seen before. So there we go. This one flipped over now. They never do it here. Saturn return age. It really helps you to understand, like the whole synthesis of it helps you to understand astrology at a deeper level, okay, which is a wonderful tool in itself. Just having a quick read through the book and a quick look through it when I first got hold of it sort of showed me that. So let's have a look what that says. Number 50, Saturn return. Let's have a look what insight that's got for us. Because I'm not an astrologer. I mean, I have a knowledge of astrology and I have a growing knowledge of astrology, and I don't think you could ever learn everything there is to know. I think the best astrologers are people who've had lots of leanings that way and learned a lot in past lives. Okay, it's something obviously that I'm very interested in. It's something that I apply, something that I'm keen to learn more about and whatever, but I could never call myself a professional astrologer by any means. There we go, my loves. So learn with me now. Let's see what it says. Saturn return age. The Lord of Karma shatters all illusions. Andy Warhol quote. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. It takes approximately 29 years for Saturn to orbit the Sun. So the first Saturn return happens around the age of 29. It marks a period where childish things must be put away. This is no more getting ready to live your life. It is time to live it and be responsible for your own dreams, goals and affairs. If you hold on to things with no basis in reality, your suffering will grow and depression may follow. You cannot escape this truth-seeking energy. You must face it. The second Saturn return occurs around age 60, when you become aware of your own mortality. You may have keenly aware that you may not have enough time left to achieve your goals. Often there is a paring of way of what is not essential, but for those who have not acted wisely, this is also a difficult transition. When this card is drawn, it will feel as if nothing goes right for you, and you may be feeling discouraged. Just as things are progressing, there are obstacles. What this truly is Saturn showing you a part of your life that may not have been based upon anything real. It may have outlived its purpose, or perhaps you've misjudged a situation, thinking it better than it was. In truth, and Saturn is the planet of truth, Saturn returns are all about correction. Saturn corrects any area which isn't based in reality. It might be romance, business deals, educational paths, partnerships or marriage. This card is pointing something out to you that may not have been genuine in the first place and that should probably be let go. Whatever is shaking your life won't last and probably isn't meant to. If this card is drawn, you will not be given a pass, and the matter in question will not progress as easily as you might like it to. But more positively, this marks a time when things are solidified. Whatever you accomplish currently will have permanence to it. You will have worked hard, and your hard work will pay off, gradually growing more successful over time. You may feel a sense of time running out. If any partnership is now being formed, that lover or partner may be older or in better standing than you. Pessimism may figure in, and you may be compelled to give up on something you believe in dearly. Saturn is the planet of time and measure, and signifies hair turning grey or scully double bone problems. Dental problems are common with this transit. Saturn returns tend to bring on rough passages, but also a harvest. You are now at a time where you understand things better than you ever did even a year ago. It's time to be brave and face this important passage. There are no quick fixes when this card turns up. Know what you can and cannot do. Take life in a measured way, much like this planet of time already does. Let go of your illusions, for they do not serve you. You're down to the brass tacks now. Time to see what you are made of. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. It says the Saturn card in brief, and then there's a whole two more pages. I don't know. I'm just applying that to the collective and to how we're moving humanity in, ushering in a new age. It has been a rough ride. It does feel like a Saturn return. It does feel like a time of reckoning. When you look at that, take that perspective card in it that we had, the second one we drew, into account with the Saturn return, and you look back and you look back and you look back and you go, wow, I see what we were doing. I see what matters and what doesn't matter. I see what to hold on to and what to let go of. We're also at the end of a year. So like it actually did say there was a little bit that said you may even understand things a lot more about yourself and humanity and the world and all of it, life, much better now than you did even a year ago. Exactly. And we're at the end of the year. We're at Yule. We're at another turn of the wheel there. So it does feel like it's a time of reckoning. It's a time of, if something feels shaky, then it's not right, let it go. Anything that you start to build now will have a permanence to it, okay, as well, by the same token. So be sure, be clear, get clear about what you're building for the future. Because like we said in the reading yesterday, we don't want to take certain things that we don't want to take into the new year with us, and we certainly don't want to usher into the new age with us. The truth is we won't be able to usher those things into new age. Things like fear, despair, any of the lower vibe energies will not exist in the fifth dimension, will not exist in the new earth codes. They cannot exist there. So you're like, this is how you know you're either going to be sort of left behind or you're going to be living in the new way of living. And it's up to you. It's up to each one of us with every decision that we make to take that to a higher level, to act from a higher love, a higher principle, or to keep going over the same old cycles that we've kept going over and that have kept humanity chained for so long. I hope that that makes sense, my loves. I find that quite profound, that Saturn return, to be honest with you. You feel a sense of time running out. That's a feeling that a lot of starseeds get, especially during your awakening, and that's why you tend, and part of our lesson is within that, is that's why we tend to sort of rush about and try and understand everything and trying to learn everything and trying to ascend. And by trying and pushing, it's the last thing we should be doing, because the secret part of that mission is that the work is really part of the work that we're working so hard at there, that we saw in, where was that card that we had? Swedish card. Where's it gone? Eight of Pentacles, Swedish Eight of Pentacles. Part of that actual work is to slow down. Is to gain perspective, is to fall back into the mother's arms. That's where the actual work is. Not to try, not to rush, not to push. but we feel like there's a sense of time running out because we're human and we're having a human experience and we're on planet Earth. That's how we measure stuff. Time isn't running out. You're right on time. You're right on time, but this may feel like a time of reckoning as well, and that's fine. You know, like it says on a positive note of that means that anything that's not working for you is being taken away, and anything that you begin now will have a sense of strength and permanence to it. So take the positive. Like I say, leave the fear of it behind, because there's always quite fear. Saturn return quite fearsome or whatever. It's not. It's absolutely not. It's just what is. It's beyond good and evil. And like I say, we don't want to bring that fear into it. We want to bring that love into it. We want to understand how the universe takes care of us. Stock taking time in life. Time to... So if you think about it like that, we both have, say, at least 2 Saturn returns in our lifetime. One when you're 29 and one when you're 60. Well, if you think of that in, like, soul terms, how many Saturn returns have you been through throughout your soul's evolution? Yeah? Does that make sense? Get that perspective on it. And then it's not a bad thing or a scary thing or anything. It's just a thing. It's just the way the universe supports us and takes care of us. So that we do, because if we didn't have those times, then we would never take stock, and we would never learn, and we would never learn to drop the things that are not working for us and hold on to the things that do. We would never learn that lesson. So think of it in those terms, my loves, is what I'll say. The corresponding judgment card for Saturn return is Judgment. That didn't come up in our Swedish selection there. The key ideas are difficulties, paying your dues, moving to the next level. Very, very appropriate for Starseed. Moving to the next level. Ascension. There you go. So of course we can't ascend to the next level or bring the new earth on if we're still holding on to those old ways, if we're still holding on to things that don't work, etc, etc. Pushing too hard, fear, all of those things. Okay. Putting the past behind you. Exactly. Humanity was that way. Now we're not going that way, we're going this way. Yeah. Correction. I love that. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like one of those, like, really sort of motherly sort of a scolding from a grandmother, but like a softest, you know, like you've been sort of put right by your favourite nana sort of thing. And that's exactly what it is. And that's exactly what these readings do bring through, my loves. So I'll leave it there. Thank you for joining me once again. I hope you enjoyed my little starseed reading. I hope it was useful to you. Blessings from the Pleiadian grandmothers. So many blessings. Please drink water. Please take care of yourselves. Please let go of what's not serving you. And realise what's not serving you is pushing, trying too hard, trying to have all the answers. What is serving you is slowing down. It's falling back. Okay? Because literally, take the counsel. Take the counsel and receive that counsel and understand that you are so loved and you are so guided and you have that protection from the Pleiadian grandmothers. Okay, perfectly expressed in that illustration, I feel. Okay, I'll leave that with you, my loves. I'll be back possibly later on today. I hope so, later on today, because I'm going to be rather busy this week now, the rest of the week, with the very exciting, my new section of Tarot by the Moon, the water sign readings. So I'll be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Love and Romance Collective. So I'll be back with that later on. I think I'm going to have a little break now. I've enjoyed the energy of this immensely. Completely different to yesterday. Very, very therapeutic. Go and do your starseed meditation as well. Don't forget that. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a like. Please give me a share. Thank you so much for your time, your love and your support.